Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for 6 things that we learned from Chelsea 1, Southampton 1 and another 4-3 victory in a penalty shootout. Chelsea go through in a game that, again, many changes made to the side, so Chelsea wouldn't have expected to dominate the same way that we did ferociously at home to Norwich in the 7-0 win at the weekend, but it's job done. Knockout football sometimes doesn't matter the nature in which you get it done. It's about the fact that you got it done. So we're going to go into 6 things that we learned. Before we do that, I'd love to ask you to subscribe to the George Benson Football Channel. Got a couple more busy weeks of football before yet another international break, which is a little bit draining to the system. But then we've got a massive run of games. Christmas is coming and Chelsea just keep on building momentum. Chelsea keep on winning, even if it is the finest of lines that send us over the line. Last night, it was a game where when we look at the starting 11, you see a lot of changes. You see the likes of Niguez, you see Ross Barkley in the starting 11. I was happy to see Malang Sarr back in the starting 11. Don't think it was as commanding as the display he put in against Brentford, but this man, we knew that he wasn't going to be one of the first choice centre-backs this season. Keep giving him minutes. He was a free agent. A lot of people said that it was simply going to be, we sign him for free because there's definitely potential to sell for the future. I'm not going to say that last night has 100% confirmed he'll always be at Chelsea and we'll be, sticking him in the history books as one of our longest serving players in the future. But again, it was solid displays from a lot of players where Trevor Chalobah's back in the team, continuing to impress in a Chelsea shirt. Kepa comes in, lots of changes, but Chelsea still get the job done against the Southampton side, who pressed us very well. Southampton know that in terms of winning trophies, the Carabao Cup is probably the strongest chance they'll have any season of lifting any kind of silverware. So, whenever a team like Aston Villa in the last round, Southampton in this round, whenever a team like that comes, Chelsea know it's going to be tough, especially when we make changes. But without any further ado, we are going to begin box number 1 with Kai Havertz. Now, it was a good performance from Kai last night. He scored the goal. Hakim Ziyech put in the corner. It was the best thing that Ziyech did all game, but we might get into him a little later. Kai Havertz gets up again, wins the header, and what I really liked about the way Kai played last night is you can tell that Thomas Tuchel has given the Chelsea players a bit more license to shoot from outside the area. They know that Southampton are going to press, they're then going to sit back and pack themselves tightly. So in order for Chelsea to make these breakthroughs, sometimes it might have to come from outside of the box. And I thought Kai Havertz showed that he can get himself into good positions. He's not afraid to try and shoot from outside the area. He came very close. Fraser Forster put in an inspired performance last night for Southampton, and Chelsea would have won if it wasn't for some of the big saves that he made. Kai Havertz scored the goal, and I think, again, in the last 3 games, he's scored 2 goals now, Havertz, and even though we still want more, we still know there's a lot more in his locker, and he can definitely still improve, it is, once again, a little bit of a different role. He has definitely got the weight of being the forward player right now on his shoulders, and for 2 goals in his last 3, it's not so bad at all, and I thought he put in a good display. I like the link-up that we saw with Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's box number 2. There were some lovely little interchanges between Callum and Kai Havertz. And I think when Callum Hudson-Odoi obviously moved to the left-wing position, there's absolutely no surprise on anybody's mind that that is when he put in the best shift of his game. When he plays at right wing-back, I look at it, and even though I'm happy that he's starting in the team, I'm still gutted because it's yet another time and another opportunity where we know we're not going to see his best. When he moved into that left wing position, he became more explosive. I think Chelsea's shape certainly improved as well, because Callum is very good at locking down that area of the field. And people know that if you leave him space, Chelsea are going to get him the ball. He's then got the pace to burn past players, or he's got the skills to take people on. So Southampton had to be a little more cautious in that sense with getting people out there, which opened up more space and more chances for Chelsea to play the ball between the lines. Callum Hudson-Odoi I thought was excellent. Those two linking up together with Lukaku still injured, Timo Werner still injured as well, then this little partnership between those two players who need a run of games to build confidence. They need a run of games to actually start reaching that potential that we continuously talk about with both Kai Havertz and Callum Hudson-Odoi. I thought both of them were very good indeed. We move into box number 3, and every time this man steps on the pitch, Trevor Chalobah, saw a couple of people talking about this on Twitter today, saying that if Chelsea would have spent decent sums of money on Trevor Chalobah this season, everybody will be talking about how much of a smart, good signing it was. You know, if we look at Trevor Chalobah at the start of this year, and if someone was to say to him, how much is this player worth? What is his transfer value? What is his value as a player? I think at the moment, he's performing exceptionally above where anyone would have actually put him in terms of market value. Every single time Trevor Chalobah goes out there on the field, I'm seeing more and more confidence. You know, the more games you play, the more confidence you have. And I thought last night again, Trevor he looked as though he's been playing in a Chelsea shirt for the last 6 years. He looks so comfortable in this team. I love the way that he passes the ball. He's very confident. He loves to start attacks as well. He gets forward, and he's already got 2 goals to his name this season. And once again, in a tough match where you look at the strength of the starting 11 and you're like, it's not quite as good as it could be, but you still have confidence in all of the players that are going out there. And again, I think it's credit to Thomas Tuchel for continuously backing him and putting him in the side game on game because he deserves to be there. I thought Trevor did excellently well. And we move into box number 4. And box number 4 is for the penalty hero again. Given Kepa Arrizabalaga a green box, and penalties we all know is a lottery. If Chelsea would have lost the game yesterday on penalties, then I would have ended up having to give Kepa a yellow or a red box because it was a direct mistake from him that led to Southampton's goal. We should have definitely done better. But then again, you know, we've criticised Kepa in the past for these mistakes that have ended up being costly in terms of the outcome of the game or the cost of the match. But Kepa 100% rectified the mistake that he made. The couple of saves that he made from the headers in the last couple of minutes were absolutely massive. They were absolutely top quality saves from a goalkeeper who once again gets given his chance in the Chelsea team and proves to be the decisive player in the moment. He makes a huge save to deny Theo Walcott in the penalty shootout. You know, it's not the hardest of hit penalties, but it's right in the corner, and Kepa gets just about enough on it to tip it onto the post, and inevitably, it was Kepa who changed this video from either being a disappointing, yeah, we drew the game but lost in a lottery in a penalty shootout, or Kepa's the hero, and this is a positive video. So I think, again, Kepa called upon, good performance, one mistake, but it isn't costly enough for me to change any of the opinions I have on the overall picture of his performance. I thought he looked good again, and I think it's brilliant for him, whether he actually sees himself staying at Chelsea for the long term, because it's quite clear at the moment that he is the number 2, and after the money move that he made, he would definitely think that he should be number 1 in a team somewhere. But every single time he puts in this kind of shift, he keeps the backing of the Chelsea fans, keeps the backing of Thomas Tuchel, and at the moment, Chelsea are on an upward trajectory, and he could definitely get more medals and more trophies in his individual cabinet. We move into box number 5, and I've given it a yellow because he did get the assist from a beautiful corner to set up Kai Havertz for Chelsea's goal in that first half. But Hakim Ziyech, I said yesterday in my preview that if he doesn't perform in this game, because we knew he was going to get given the chance, then the questions and the rumours about AC Milan loan moves, stuff like this, is going to keep coming up. And I think in the January window, someone like Hakim Ziyech, who knows he's certainly not playing his way into the first choice right now, when he's given the opportunity, last night, apart from that individual moment from a set piece, I thought he was Chelsea's weakest player. Now, that isn't because I don't like Hakim Ziyech. There is a very, very shallow argument against me that it's because I just don't like the geezer. I like anybody who plays for Chelsea. I want everybody to succeed. However, it's football. We as fans have expectations of people. And I don't think Hakim Ziyech is putting in good enough performances on a consistent enough basis for me to be confident with him breaking in to an incredibly strong Chelsea team. I gave him a yellow. If it wasn't for the assist, it would have been a red. Because for me, I expect more. And he didn't deliver what I expected again, which is a real shame. But we move into box number 6. And again, this one wasn't the Saul Niguez of 4 years ago at Atletico Madrid. But to wrap up a positive video once again, it's Chelsea through to the quarterfinals of the League Cup. Saul Niguez, he could have had a goal last night. The header, it's a phenomenal save from Fraser Forster. Quick reactions. Saul Niguez gets up very well. And I think he looked more comfortable last night. I mean, if this was like a game against the League One or a League Two opposition in the League Cup and Saul does a decent job and Chelsea win the game, then of course we're all putting our thumbs up. But Southampton are a good side. And Chelsea needed to work very hard at containing their press last night when Southampton tried to win the ball back. They sit back a lot, but they're a bit more progressive than most of the teams in that kind of area of the Premier League. And I think Saul dealt with it very well. I think the pace of the game never quite left his grasp, which was good for Chelsea. We did control large portions of the game, despite giving Southampton quite a few chances, particularly in the second half. But I think it's good for Saul. You know, he's on the pitch. Chelsea win the game. He wasn't making as many errors as he has in the other times that we've seen him out there on the field, which has been heavily worrying. And I think for him, it was good to get the minutes. I don't think it was a kind of performance that is actually going to springboard him anywhere closer to the likes of Kovacic, Ruben, and then also N'Golo Kante and Jorginho too. But at the end of the day, he's on the field. Chelsea got the job done. And we are through to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys later. Come on, you Blues.